waiting for YouTube to connect. But yay, we're alive now. Oh my gosh, thank you for coming. Thanks for being here. I see some people waiting, so thank you so much for coming. I'm gonna let people filter in because it takes time sometimes for it to start up and get everyone notified, but Soul Survivors is here. I'm very excited. Thank you, by the way, to everybody who has already reached out to me about it. Oh my gosh, everyone has been so sweet. I can't even believe it. But yeah, I just am gonna take my time saying hi to you as people filter in. Uh, it's acting like it just went live twice, so I'm sorry if it cut off the whole beginning. But hello, welcome in. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. I haven't streamed on this channel yet since it's just a baby. But we reached 50. Oh no, you don't hear anything? Oh no, that's not good. Uh, it says it's working. Hmm. Oh dear. Do you hear anything now? Oh dear. Maybe? Is it working? Oh, you were muted. Okay. Okay, hi. Hi, Sarah. Welcome. I'm glad you can hear me. Hi, Mary. Hi, Dalcasier. Oh, thank you for being here. Hi, Helen. Yay. Okay, so everything got solved. YouTube was being a little bit sassy because it's a new channel. But I was just saying that we just reached over 50,000. No, not 50,000. I was about to say 50,000. 50 subscribers, 50, which is a baby amount. It's very cute, but it's definitely bigger than I expected because I just started this new channel. So thank you so much, everybody, for supporting it already. Yeah, so Soul Survivors came out today. The first part of the stream got cut off, I'm pretty sure, so I will say it again. But everyone has been really sweet and supportive so far, so thank you so much for all your messages and for posting about it. Oh my goodness. Hi, Jaguar Books, welcome. Yeah, so I'll just let a couple people filter in. I just posted a reminder on social media, a couple places, so we'll see if more people join us. But I'll give you a little overview of the book. I'll do an excerpt reading. If you already have the book, like an ebook copy or paperback copy, if it already mailed to you or you picked it up at the Romance or Bookshop or something, it's going to be from chapter 2, so we can do like a read along together. Um, and then we'll do like a Q&A. I have books to sign. It's gonna be fun. I am curious though, while we're waiting for people to join, how you've been doing, how you're doing this week. If you want to tell me anything that's been going on for you and check in, then feel free. I'd love to hear what you've been up to. And I can tell you just a brief overview about this book that I published today. First of all, the fact that I started it 10 freaking years ago. Oh my god. I don't think it's sunken in yet still. I don't know when it will. Maybe, like, part of it I think is because I know now, like, my brain's already like, oh, we're working on book 2 and book 3, so it doesn't feel like it's done. But yeah, um, my editor, if you saw one of my many things I shared on Instagram, my editor, Kayla Vogelek, she like was posting a picture with her and holding up the book and everything. And in the caption, she wrote like all the different, all the different times we edited that book. Because it started off as a whole other book entirely. Actually, it was like based off my first comic. And then I rewrote it completely after I had Kayla look at it. It's like the first thing we ever worked on together. And I had her look at my outline, and she gave me some really, really good feedback. And I did something absolutely terrifying, which was look at my whole thing that I had written, a book, and was like, yep, it's not gonna work. I just scrapped the whole book. That was really scary. But then a couple years later, it led to this one, and I wrote it within like 20 days, even though it's massive. So that was wild. I don't know what happened. But then it took forever to edit it. We edited it two more times after that. Anyway, okay. So I don't know if people are going to be coming in or not. So like after this, so I'm just gonna start telling you what it's about, and then we can do like a excerpt reading and just jump right in. So if you haven't heard about it, it is a psychological thriller crossed with a romance. So I've been saying like thriller slash dystopian romance. um, Basically, the two main characters on the cover. This is Emily here peeking over Nico's shoulder right here, and they're like secret lovers. They're not supposed to talk to each other, but they've had a connection since they were kids, and they are forbidden from contact because they are in a paramilitary cult. So their parents were already in the cult. Separate parents, they're not related. They're like best friends. I always feel like when I say their parents, it sounds like they're related. They're not, okay? Um, so they're best friends. They grew up like childhood best friends in their little queer group together, that didn't realize they were queer until they came out all to each other at once. But yeah, they are in this paramilitary cult that is like super violent. They do the dirty jobs for the US. Um, it's kind of like a dystopian version of the US, but slowly reality has morphed into what I wrote in this book, like starting 10 years ago. We don't need to talk about that because I hate it. Please stop copying my thriller book reality. But yeah, the two of them, like, if you dissent in this cult and go against what the cult wants, then you're considered a traitor, which is punishable by death. So they are screwed because they hate this place, but they form secret plans to escape. The problem is that they don't really have an escape because in cults, and especially this one, they will track them down and hunt them, but neither of them have the willingness and personality to want to commit these terrible things because they realize, like, oh my god, we're the bad guys. Um, so they, in this book, they are trying to figure out how to get out of this situation, and at the same time, nobody knows each other's secrets. Nico has a huge secret that he has experienced abuse for a long time, and he hasn't even told Emily. Um, they're super close. So that leads her to making a huge mistake because she tries to prove her worth. She has a chronic illness, and everybody in this cult has been really ableist and acting like she's useless, um, which, I mean, probably is good that she doesn't have to do those things, but she still grew up hearing that she was useless and she wants to make a difference in the world, a positive one. So she tries to sabotage one of the cult leaders' drug trials. The problem is that happens to be the abuser who's very relentless, like Nico's abuser. So she doesn't know what she's gotten herself into. By the time she figures it out, the whole nation is wrapped up in this abuser's experiment. That is what this book is about. It is a wild ride and it's very romantic, even though everything I described sounds like a thriller. Um, the part of it is that they're trying to survive together and meet each other despite all odds because the universe is like determined to tear them apart. So yes. How are we feeling about this? Should I just start with the excerpt? I never know. Like this part, I'm always like, is everyone just waiting? But yeah, thank you again to everybody who has ordered this book so far. I'm excited to be signing some. I saw one more website order come in, so thank you for that. I think this time A lot of orders went to the Romance Era Bookshop for our pre-order bundle special that we did. So I'm gonna sign all of my website orders on the stream, and if we can get to it, I'll sign like my editor's copy and my sensitivity reader's copies too, if we feel like we still want to chat and stuff. Let me get water and like drink it because I'm just holding it, and then I will start reading. But yes, I'm curious to know your thoughts on this one. It is perfect timing for Halloween, I thought. That's why I timed the book launch right now. Yeah, I really needed water. I am probably really gonna need it after reading. I would love your opinion on something before I start to read. Hi, Banana Cat. Welcome in. We were just about to read the excerpt in a second. Um, but you've been very kind to watch my YouTube videos lately, so I'm pretty sure you know what the book is about. That was all you missed so far, my description. um, but yeah, so for this excerpt, it's going to be at the start of chapter 2. Um, this is where we're at. This is what the inside looks like of the paperback. Oh yeah, I should give you just like a book tour. Maybe I'll do that when we're done and just show you all the features of it, because it's illustrated. And in this chapter, I'm going to show you an illustration. I wanted to pick one since last time, our last launch party, everyone really liked seeing the illustration. But I think I might skip just the beginning. Sarah, oh my gosh, you're excited to read it? I'm glad. I just like registered that and was going to answer after I finished talking, but I knew you meant to put an exclamation point instead of a question mark rather than be like, I'm excited to read it, maybe. But yeah, I think that I will just fill you in at the start of chapter 2, and we'll jump to the wild part. Um, but if you want to read all of the creepy aspects about the cult in detail, I can do that first. Basically, the only thing that you missed, that you would need context for at the beginning of the book, is that in chapter 1, Nico gets into a blowout fight with his mom. He like the book, by the way, covers multiple years of their lifetime, and it still has a lot of adult topics, but at the start of the book they're teenagers. So he is 15 years old, not quite 16 yet. And so his older sister has just disappeared. He doesn't know where she is. She just like left a note and she exited the premises. No one knows where she is, and he is really worried about her. So he's on a journey to find her because if she disobeys the cult, then she's practically dead. That's what his opinion is. He wants to, like, he can operate well in the dark. Had a lot of training. He's not a normal teenager. He was raised as like a child weapon. So he's off to find Lilith, his older sister, um, and sneaking through the cult. Banana Cat wants all the details. Should I just read from the start of chapter 2? I'm pretty sure. Oh, okay. Important, important. This book is a thriller, and it has content warnings. Content warnings for this chapter. There is some implications of like a trauma response, to abuse. So I would say it's not very triggering. In like in terms of a trigger, it's more of just like for him it's like, whoa, what's happening? Because anyway, okay, there's a lot to unpack here, but it's not that triggering. It's more of a discussion, like a implication, of a trauma response. Otherwise, they're in an absolutely shitty place that is reminiscent of terrible things, so that could be potentially worthy of a warning, too. Um, Okay, if we want all the details, maybe I'll start at the beginning. It'll take me an extra minute or two to read the whole thing, um, but I think that I think you'll get Nico's personality from this. So if you would like to begin with me, I am starting at the top of chapter 16, page 16. So, right at the start of chapter 2, this is Nico's chapter because it's dual perspective. So, it's from his perspective. Okay. Maybe I'm looking for Lilith, or maybe I'm running until I feel like I can breathe again. Eventually, I emerge from the shadowy back streets into the dull streetlights, my tear-stained cheeks long dried. I'm just an asshole teenager, but full-grown, violence-prone men cross the street when they see me. I can't escape what I am, no matter where I go. I just realized I forgot to give some more context. Nico is very upset with himself. He does not like being in this cult whatsoever. That's what the blowout was about. Okay, back to reading. I was like, wait, that was very important, River. Okay, um, Ashen barracks line the streets, but they're more like glorified boxes. If you're lucky enough to have a bush or two in your dirt yard, you're not actually lucky at all. Top-end barracks are reserved for elite Department of Tactical Defense members working the deadliest combat jobs in the United States. They'll likely be killed soon anyway, so the departments figure, what's a little extra free land for our nation's finest? But nothing more than a few bushes, of course. As if it's not stolen land to begin with. Our house is different. My parents have enough prestige from doing God knows what horrible shit throughout their lives to have a secluded unit outside the main living compound. They're determined to keep Hannes sheltered from the departments out there, the only reason why I haven't fully hated them. But that also shows that they know what we do isn't okay. Of course, everyone is expected to enlist, but I can't understand why they encouraged me. Before tonight, I didn't think about how trapped I am, but Lilith's escape triggered a realization. Maybe mom's right about more than I want to admit, and part of me wants to stay trapped. Or maybe the consequences of betraying the departments are worse than death, so I can't let myself notice how trapped I feel. Subservience is the life I know, and change is terrifying. But now I'm craving it. I rush past Jay's barrack, not wanting my best friend to see me like this. We're getting shipped out to Japan in 2 days, and the last thing he needs is his infamous combat partner showing up looking like a cornered rat. As the department as the Department of Tactical Defense's dusty land ends, I reach the electric fence separating us from other departments. Beyond all fences, the civilian world lies blissfully unaware. We're known only to the US government, their weapons for hire. It's justified by loophole laws. Sure, the government itself isn't executing our destructive jobs, but they're just our indirect employers. Civilians must think we're Santa Desierto's secluded military base between the city and the forest, but we're so much more. This is a fucking paramilitary cult. No one has to recruit department cult members because we both breed and imprison them. Traitors are long dead before they take their last breath, and my parents are higher ups who make sure of it. They don't talk about their jobs, but we all know the gist of what executioners do. Lilith, Jay, and I have seen the cannons launching our traitorous, soon to be dead, into the forest as part of our trainee initiation. The first time, we didn't sleep for weeks. Now, the word cannon keeps us loyal. There's no escape, not even socially. Visits to the civilian inner city are short and fleeting, our lives consumed by work. It's hard to understand civilian sentences, even if we're using the same language. I don't think we live in the same dimension. It's past curfew. I'm not supposed to be outside, especially not outside my department's fences, but I don't want to stop. I've seen no sign of Lilith, and I know she always goes this way. The dried out, dying soil is all that can be seen for a few miles until our land encroaches on the forest. Our land's other half trails alongside downtown Santa Desierto, a hazy orange glow of lights washing out the stars. Pulling military grade I can't say that. Pulling military grade rubber gloves from one of my many pockets, I make sure to only touch the electric fence with my hands and rubber lined soles, hopping it without a sound. I repeat this fruitless search through every department, the sky growing darker and darker as clouds black out the slim moon. Still no sign of Lilith. Something tells me I'll never find her, like Mom said. Lilith and I have the same training. Once you know how to track people, you can figure out how not to be tracked. It's easier than it seems, mainly in the confidence of your steps. I've already reached the Department of Health on the other side of the extensive compound. Standing in the darkness of a cushy backyard, I'm positive no one saw me, but I still feel exposed. My heart unconsciously dragged me towards someone's house. Someone in particular. I'm grateful she lives in a place like this. A two-story, cookie-cutter American home, not a shoebox with a cement roof. I remove my 5-pound boots and tie their laces together, draping them over my neck. My socked feet are getting too big to grip her house's wooden siding, but I manage to climb it. One day soon, I might accidentally snap off a panel. Whether that inevitably gets us caught or something else, I'm sure life has plans to separate us yet again. I resent life for so many reasons, but our forced separation is near the top of my list. It's like she knows I'm coming. Throwing open her window, she greets me with a smile and open arms. I smile back as if I haven't noticed her red, puffy eyes. On my way in, I bang my head on the half-open window. She slaps a hand over her mouth in suppressed laughter. Rubbing my head with the other, she shocks me with the first gentle touch I felt in a while. Damn it, I'm way too tall for the... Emily cups her hand over my mouth, tugging the rest of me inside. She locks her window with the tiniest click possible. Grabbing my palm, she begins to tap. It's a simple language we created as kids, but we still talk like this when someone might overhear us. One tiny tap for each letter in the alphabet. One tap for A, two taps for B, and so on. It's not worth the time unless it's a short message with someone you trust. We tap, rub, or scratch on each other's on our sorry. We tap, rub, or scratch our own faces or legs, or when we're lucky enough to come into close contact, on each other's shoulders or hands, playing it off as a natural fidget. Sweep for me, Emily taps. I'm tempted to laugh at myself. I should have done that to begin with, especially since the department's force-fed me paranoia since birth, but this is how I act around Emily. My mind is too busy marveling over her existence to remember everyday tasks. After sweeping the room for hidden cameras and mics, I find nothing of concern. Just in case we settle in the safest corner, wedged between her wall and the bedside table, I checked thoroughly. Her closet sits in the opposite corner, and it'd take forever to check every piece of fabric in the dark with how much this girl loves black. I knew you'd come. Her soft whisper tickles my cheek. I don't understand how she could feel me coming, but I wholeheartedly believe her. We have a strange connection like that. Taking a clearer look at her, I'm speechless. Her smooth brown hair is still wet from a shower, weighing itself into a subtle wave at the end. The way it's cut frames her squishable cheeks. Even in the darkness, I can make out the softness of her overcast gray eyes. In the 11 months since we last saw each other, she has grown up. I'm sure I have too, but this is different. Her shoulders are pulled back instead of habitually curled into herself, carving out her own respect in a world that has given her none. She's beautiful. But she's hurting tonight, like I am. She digs out a note from her fuzzy pajama shorts, handing it to me. Goodbye. That is the note, by the way. It's Lilith's handwriting. Lilith and Emily have been dating for almost a year. What? I whisper. Is this all she said to you? Yeah. Emily's voice shakes in agony. She told me she was making plans to run away someday, but I didn't expect it today. She didn't even take the time to break up with me first. My heart sinks. If Emily has this note, Lilith doesn't want to be found. She'll make sure she won't be, not even by me. The heartbreak in Emily's tearful expression yanks my heartstrings. I have to step up as her best friend in the world right now, while I still have the chance. Stroking her soft hand, I huddle in closer. Oh, Ems, I'm so sorry. We spend a few silent minutes bundled up together. She sobs beneath her breath, not wanting to alert her parents that she's still awake. My arm stabilizes her shaking shoulders, even though this kills. She's hurting because she was in love with someone else, and my asshole sister was the one who broke her heart. Soon enough, she presses her forehead into my neck, clinging to me in a desperate hug. I hope my jumpy heart doesn't give me away, but it doesn't need to. Emily can vividly sense people's emotions, a sixth sense the departments deem useful. She's more than useful to me. I love her, and I always have, but our deep connection has long been forbidden. I cradle her head, rubbing her back until her breath evens out. Nico, she traces circles on my chest, fluttering my stomach into my throat. Hmm. Will you be at the Christmas party? I grit my teeth. Not this year. I haven't been able to tell you, but Jay and I are getting deployed soon for our graduation test. I'm sorry. I expect her to be angry with me. The department Christmas party is the one time we're guaranteed to meet, to sneak away and be ourselves. And who knows if I'll come back alive from Japan. Her classic, sly smile appears. Then how about we continue our Christmas tradition? We have to be quieter than we are now anyway. And if we're not talking, then I gulp. I don't know. Oh, you don't want to? I readjust my legs to stifle my pounding heart. I'll never understand why this incredible girl always wants to make out with an asshole like me. It's not that. You're heartbroken over someone else. I don't want to take advantage of that. Emily smirks. I was the one who asked for it. I laugh beneath my breath, pushing a stray hair from her eyes. Despite being torn apart, we've known each other for so long that this friendly touch is natural. But tonight, it's different. The smiles disappear from our faces, and the hormones take over. We kiss awkwardly and sloppily, which I can guarantee is 100% my inexperienced fault. It doesn't matter to us as long as we experience as much of each other's comfort in the short time we have. I love being closer to her like this, close enough to rememorize her faint, cozy scent. But when she reaches for the bottom of my shirt, I jerk backward and bang my elbow into the wall. She gasps. What's wrong? I never used to react like that, so I'm just as surprised. My core sinks in horror of what my reaction stems from, something I can't handle thinking about myself. I shake my head to dispel Emily's concerns, not wanting her to know the truth. Sorry, she holds my face. I'm sorry. I should have asked first. It's okay, Ems. I just didn't expect it. After she double checks for the truth in my eyes, we smile and lean in close to continue. But then I hear something. Emily freezes, her alert eyes analyzing the sudden tension in my body. She doesn't hear it yet, but a parent's soft footsteps send me into extreme focus mode. I throw her onto her bed and slide myself beneath it in one swift movement, causing her to squeak in surprise. A quiet knock at the door cues Emily into jamming her legs beneath the blankets. She takes a calming breath, calling out a soft, "Come in." I almost forget to hide my backpack, yanking its strap to my chest just in time for the door to creak open. Mrs. Richards peeks her head in, and I silence my breath. Are you okay? I thought I heard something and was surprised you're still up. Uh-huh. I just dropped my phone, sorry. Okay, honey. Has she texted back? Emily sighs. No. Oh, Emma, are you too upset to sleep? Want me to sit with you? I'm okay, Mom. I'm finally getting sleepy. Alright, put your phone away and go to sleep if you can, okay? We'll talk things out again tomorrow. Okay. Thanks, Mom. Mrs. Richards hesitates at the door. You'll find someone again. Someone that'll stay, honey. Emily sighs. Thanks, Mom. I know you don't believe me, but anyone who doesn't see you for the amazing person you are doesn't deserve you, okay? Emily chuckles. Okay. Good night, Emma. Good night. As soon as Mrs. Richards shuts the door, we sigh in unison. Emily whips her head over the bed's edge, peeking at me upside down. There's a monster under my bed, she giggles. I shake my head in dismay, chuckling. More like on your bed. You dropped your phone, huh? Lying to your own mother, so smoothly too. Who knew I corrupted you so much? She jabs my cheek with her black fingernail. Shut up. I'm pissed at you now. Who else am I gonna make out with at the party? I want to laugh, but I hate the thought of her finding someone to replace me. My bitter expression raises a laugh from her, but a little too loud of one. We both rush to slap a hand over her mouth. This only makes us giggle more, and I decide it's probably safer if I leave. But Emily doesn't let me leave through her window, hardly allowing me to pick up my backpack. She clings to me just as I slip one leg over the windowsill. Wait, don't go yet. There's an illustration. Here it is. I'll let you look at it for a second. I can't see her desperate hands on my back, but I can hear her distraught, muffled voice between my shoulder blades. A lump forms in my throat. I don't want to go. Ever, I whisper. But you have to. I know. We stand in silence for a full minute. Emily can't let me go. I'm glad my back is turned, my eyes watering to the brim. Please come back, she whispers. Don't die out there. Shit, now I really have to get my act together. I can't lose you too, she continues. I duck back to the window to get one final hug in. Breathing in her damp hair's minty scent, I memorize her neck softness beneath my fingertips and the way she still makes my heart pound by how she hugs me with her entire torso. Drawing her chin toward me, I look into her crystal clear eyes one last time. I'll be back before you know it. With a shy kiss on her forehead, I slip out her bedroom window and run into the cover of darkness. Okay. That is the excerpt. Actually, that was like all of chapter 2. We just read the whole thing since I started sooner. I don't know if I gave you a good enough look at the illustration because I like briefly looked up while I continued reading and it was hard to see, but here it is. That's her bedroom window where she's clinging on to him. Oh, but yeah, thank you for listening to that. Um, I'm curious what you think. I feel like that chapter, like, they're still so young in this part. Oh my goodness. Later on, they grow up a lot. I have to try not to spoil this book while I'm here. It's like a dangerous situation. I don't know why I'm like so tempted to spoil this one. Oh, Dalcott Seer puts those little sad eyes, the cute eyes. Yeah, I think this one's cute. Emily is really wild. Her chapter is next, and you can see right away why she's just really wild. She's just has a lot of personality. And Nico at this point in the book is very numb still. But he still has a sassy inner dialogue, as you heard. Sassy about the. This is tea. I just switched drinks for some reason. I didn't have a good mug, so I put it into a jar. But yeah, so that was the excerpt. I'm gonna open up a Q&A thing. We don't have to do the Q&A feature. I mean, we could try. We could see what happens. Last time it was giving us some problems, but let's just try it. Oops. Ask me. Oh no, I had caps lock on. Ask me anything. Okay. Start Q&A. Oh. Here we go. I accidentally messed it up on the screen. That's better. Okay. I will still see your Q&A on my screen, but if you'd like to put any questions in, feel free. If you don't have any questions in particular and you just feel like watching today, I understand that too. Sometimes it's hard to like chat while watching and or feel like you can speak up, but no worries, there's no pressure. It's just open and there if you're curious about something. And I will do my best to answer uh, and not spoil anything from my book, even though I want to. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I am excited to be signing books too. I might just grab the stack of them and put it on my desk here for us while I'm waiting. Because I have it right here. Okay. Oh, a big stack. I feel like looking at the book stacks are really satisfying. And also, like, I need to take a new picture because sometimes the printers do a good job and sometimes they're just a bit off. Like this one, there's no spine showing on the back, but sometimes, like, if it's just slightly off, it'll do that, and I just want fancy pictures without the spine showing. But yeah, this is my copy, so we gotta put it somewhere else because I bent it earlier, which was very sad. Oh, okay. Questions are coming in. I will start answering them. Oh my gosh. Um, how do I? Okay. Selecting Helen's question, which says, "Did you do any specific types of research for the book?" Oh my goodness, yes. um, so, since this was over 10 years, I'll give a couple things. I'll tell you a couple things. Number one, personal experience, of course. So, in terms of that, I have multiple chronic illnesses. I have PTSD and other mental health conditions. So, I could easily write about those topics. And then I also had, like, from PTSD plus Lyme disease in particular, I was getting really bad nightmares, so that inspired me to write the book. I would do research on like maybe why things were happening and weird stuff that happens when you have these disorders, because I was curious and doctors don't always fill you in on those details. So I would talk to other people and hear their experiences, like my friends who also have the same disorders, and see what lined up for us. And that inspired a large part of the medical experimentation in this book because I underwent some medical experimentation at the time when I was, oh my god, how old was I? I think I was 18. Um, well, there's a couple different things, but that one in particular was very traumatic. Oh, hi, Ren. Welcome. Thanks for coming. We're doing a Q&A, and I was just accidentally giving a little background into some trauma backstory unlocked. No, but yeah, so in I didn't need to research those things. The things that I did research were like how people get stuck into cult-like mentalities, whether it's like an actual cult, like a religious cult, or it's like uh, this type of thing, which is like a paramilitary group that Nico is calling a cult, and I think it's fun to call it a cult. Fun, I don't know. I feel like it's fitting because it is very dogmatic and like forcefully religious in terms of how there's like a forced series to things. There's an ideology. There's like a head of it that encases everybody in it. And so I really researched a lot of Scientology in particular, which I found very interesting. Like Leah Remini's show. Oh my God, it's called Going Clear, right? Why am I? Oh my God, I feel like there's one more thing that I watched too. That's the one thing I can remember. I know I researched other things. I had to research like a bunch of military stuff that I don't like, and in this book, like, because personally, I'm very biased opinion here. I'm very anti-war. You probably know that from if you follow me on social media. So I wanted to write about certain things without glorifying them. So guns are not glorified in this book, even though they're discussed. Like, I won't start naming all the different specific types of them because I don't feel that personally matters to the story. Like, I don't want it to feel like, oh, it's so cool. Like, I know people think that, but that's just what I personally didn't want to contribute to. But I still had to research knife fighting tactics. I had to research, like, things that people do. I have family members who, like, why am I going on about research forever? I had to, basically, I researched a lot. I have family members who were in like a long history of uh, like drafts and stuff, and some bad experiences that were passed along through the family, including Agent Orange, which the government has sent us multiple letters about. And I won't talk too much about this on YouTube because who knows what's gonna happen if I talk too much. I've seen some stuff. Okay, they've sent us letters saying it's messed up our entire generation, like to come. So that's nice. I had a lot of things to write about in this book, so it pulled from a lot of different experiences, basically. Thank you for the good question, Helen. I hope I didn't ramble too long about that. That was a like very extensive research, so I guess that makes sense. Okay, next question. Let's see. Okay, Banana Cat. I'm curious about the process of making this story, like why you stopped making the comic, and if there's anything. Hang on, it passed. It passed us. It didn't die. Why did I almost say it passed away? The comment passed. Oh my god, what am I doing? Okay. Let me finish reading this question. Why stop making the comic, and if there's anything from previous versions that aren't spoilers for this version. Ooh, that's cool. Yeah, so the comic, what Banana Cat's referencing is that I originally had my very first comic ever was Chronic Nightmare Syndrome that I originally started and discontinued, because it wasn't really going the way I hoped. It wasn't like making sense. I had tried to mix the timeline around so that it was more mysterious, but it just made it more confusing that it wasn't in chronological order. So I kind of came to the conclusion of like, okay, you know what? Why don't I tell this story from the beginning and just kind of redo it? So the characters aren't exactly the same as they were in the comic. They're more of like inspired by. So a bunch of hidden lore that was, I would say, hidden into, like, packed into the comic pages, is going to be slowly revealed over time with throughout the three-book series that Soul Survivors is planning to be. And in book one, it's like giving all of the background from the story as to why and how the hell this all happened. Because in Chronic Nightmare Syndrome, it's very apocalyptic, like post-apocalyptic. And my editor and I call book one of Soul Survivors pre-apocalyptic, and we don't think that's a spoiler because it's a dystopia. Like things don't look like they're going well. um, and so, yeah, I kind of wanted to create an intricate backstory to grow up with the characters. And that's why the book one kind of follows multiple years of their lifespan, um, and it doesn't feel to me like it's missing things. It just picks up the big highlights and it really gets into the gritty details of those issues. But is there anything interesting from previous versions that aren't spoilers for this version? So in the first, like, in the comics, there are some stable things that happen that are supernatural things. So, first of all, Emily has a sixth sense, so she can, like Nico was talking about in the excerpt, she can like feel other people's emotions vividly within her own body, literally, like she is an empath. And so, um, there's a weird supernatural forest. In Chronic Nightmare Syndrome, you can see that's the forest, but like it's not the same. So the everything about that, I would say, like I just tried to take what lore I liked and just expand on it and change some things I didn't like. So, um, in this first book, they can't go into the forest at all, but it still is surrounding the city. So there's also, like, in the first one, there's some weird medical experimentation, and in this one, we get to the origins of it. In the comic, I didn't really like where it was headed, so I didn't. I just kind of scrapped some of the later aspects because I felt like it could be scarier. I made it a lot scarier, and it could be more realistic. So I really enjoyed getting into that, especially being on the patient side of medical experimentation gone wrong. And that's like when I first started writing that comic, that is where I was at. I was like almost, I talk about it in the acknowledgments of the book. I was like half dead, if not closer than half, to be very frank with you. When I started writing that comic, it was like my last project in my head. That I was like, I've got to do something. I'm just laying here, and it actually inspired me to keep going. So I survived. And that's what I think is interesting about the comic, at least. But you can see probably where I'm coming from if you like look back and be like, okay, yeah. Um, oh, one other thing that's the same and interesting. There's the supernatural aspect that I started talking about. Also includes some weird stuff in to do with dreaming, and that I don't feel like is too big of a spoiler, but I won't talk more about it in this stream. Oh my gosh. Okay, thank you for the great question. Let me know if you have any other questions if that didn't make any sense. Oh my gosh. Okay, Mary's question says, "Hi River, hello. Can you talk about the ups and downs of the writing process this time around?" Oh my gosh, yeah, because it was a huge, huge process. I know I mentioned this at the beginning of this stream, but it was like yeah, I started with the comic, realized I needed to stop doing it because it wasn't working how I wanted it to. Um, I was also in college at that time, and I had started to feel better before I went to college. So when I started it, I was feeling absolutely terrible. I started to improve, especially when I came out to myself as trans. I was like, oh, I suddenly have, I feel good about myself. Like, I feel like I have more inspiration to actually get through life. And so I had like a reinvigoration of energy. But then when I went to college, it was really hard on my body. It was like too much energy on me. So I had to stop doing a bunch of things, including drawing the comic. So that was another reason. Like I got extremely sick again, and then I had to recover from that, and that's what led me to write the book because it's easier for me to sit and write a book really quickly compared to draw a comic, like draw my characters thousands and thousands of times, like literally, not like figuratively. um, and I felt like I would be able to achieve that without expending as much energy and get to the full story that I wanted to tell. And then it gave me a chance to reorganize it. I wrote the whole book as like based off of my comic script, basically, which personally I think was a very bad idea. I learned a lot from this book. So I was like limiting myself to that script too much, and I learned that that didn't work. So I gave it to Kayla, who's now my editor, Kayla Vokalek. She edited all four of my novel books that so far, which is really cool. She's amazing. It was the very first thing we did together. I gave her an outline because I wasn't making a lot of money off of my comics at the time, but I made some, and I was like, oh, I could pay you to like edit, like give me developmental edits. So she did that. She was really good at it, and I was like, oh my god, I have to scrap the whole book, which wasn't a bad thing because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna put this to the side and I'm gonna re-brainstorm. Um, and this book originally got me through because it taught me how I like to write in my head and like imagine it as a movie in my head and then write it out. So I spent a lot of time re-filming the movie basically in my brain. And then one day in like January 2020, I believe, was that, or was it 2021? Oh no, it was 2021. I was like, oh, I literally woke up and like started writing, and then I wrote it in 20 days. It was 120,000 words, I believe, and it needed a lot of editing, but I wrote the whole freaking thing. I don't know how I did that. That should not be possible, but I did write it all day because I was extremely excited about it. I had all these ideas. Once you start reading the book, you'll realize how many different pieces are involved, and that's because I set it up to go across the three book series. So there's things in the first book that I had to set up that some characters knew, other characters didn't, which is really like mind. It just blew my mind. It was very difficult for me, but I managed. I figured it out for this one. But the problem was that it when Kayla and I started editing it, I think I mainly wanted to cut it down a lot. And this one I was very excited about and had a good feeling about, so I was like, I'm gonna pitch it to literary agents and try to get it published through traditional publishing. Um, that didn't work out because I felt like it was taking a while. People who had requested the manuscript, which I was really glad that it was actually requested, gave me some interesting feedback that I I have OCD too, so I got really over focused on that and that derailed it. But then I was like, you know what? I am sitting on this story that I want people to really like. I took a chance to try to self-publish My Shy Alpha because it had already been published in some format. It was not viable for traditional publishing. So I was like, okay, I'll see what happens. And then fast forward to around now, the past year, I was like, Kayla, we need to edit this book again. and so we edited it. I've added multiple chapters into the book that weren't originally there for this version. And I added little bits and scenes to fill in some gaps to make it what it is. Um, Also, I forgot to mention that I wrote most of book two right after writing book one. I don't, I don't know what happened that year. So book two has a lot written. I'm almost done with it too. that that is the ups and downs, and that was like me summarizing 10 years worth. So I hope that made sense. It was a really wild journey this time, and I definitely learned a lot of like how to fix my writing and all of that through all these separate editing processes and how to make more dynamic characters. So this story helped me grow for sure. and and it's like it inspired me to write My Chi Alpha because I was like, wow, I miss writing such close relationships that are in Soul Survivors. I really want to write another story like that. And now I love My Chi Alpha and how the characters are close in that book for different reasons. So, yeah, it has been a process. Thank you for asking that great question, Mary. Okay, we have another one from Sarah, um, which says, "How does writing a comic script differ from writing a novel?" Um, that is a really good question. I feel like it has. Oh, also, Sarah, thank you for the congrats about 1 year anniversary of My Shy Alpha. That was on October 3rd, which is really wild to me. And Dalcost here says your annual writer's high keeps paying off. Yeah, every fall to winter, I just go wild and write way too much. But yeah, so when I start writing my comic scripts, I think at the very beginning, I didn't know what I was doing. I just started doing it, and so personally, the way I write them is probably not the most organized, but because it works for me, like I have to write down notes basically on how I see it in my head. So if I know how I want to draw it out and I can see it, then I write it down of like he raises his hand and like sharply or something so that I know to put like an action mark or like he looks depressed or he's like hiding his face somehow. Like if I can see those details, I'll be writing that down. So it's more of like how you would read a play, kind of like a play script. with the dialogue in there, and it's much more focused on just technical aspects of it. And then I think that it would probably be worth if someone wanted to start writing comic script to write more than what I did, like give some more details. But because my memory is so visual, if I look at those little notes I left, I can see it again. Like it's like looking, I feel like it just puts the picture back in my head. So as long as I wrote good enough notes to do that, it worked out. And so it looked like just a never ending document, just going and going. Um, that, that's what a script looked like. I separated it by chapter, of course, which helps. But yeah, compared to writing a novel, that one I have to think a lot more about how the characters are feeling and how I want to make readers experience that. Because when I'm writing a comic script, I can do that later when I'm drawing, like just by showing the visual emotions and like maybe mentioning some things about other senses, but having the characters reacting in a visual sense is much easier to have a description of like this is how the character's feeling, whereas in writing a novel I have to write down every little thought that they have, which I think is cool too in the sense where I can give more of those inner thoughts than I would in a comic. So while it doesn't have the visual aspect, it has a lot more of the inner dialogue that no one would want to sit there and read in a comic for like 10 pages and me just drawing like filler like oh my god, that would be a nightmare. But but yeah, so also like I want to make sure to have characters react in more than just a visual sense or just telling people of like, oh, like the character says like, oh, I feel sad. Like it's like it has to be like what sensations does it create in their body? Does it give them a sense of dread or like hesitation and how they respond to things? Like um, does it call back on something else they've experienced and remind them of something, and that's why they're hesitating, where like in a comic script it doesn't matter because that's not going to be important until I tell you about their backstory and like make it shown in the comic. So yeah, that's an interesting question though. I feel like there's more ways it probably differs, but those are the main ones, like tech from a technical sense, that I think are pretty fun. I have always thought though, and part of the reason why chronic nightmare syndrome was like a helpful tool for me to be like, I'm gonna focus on this and like focus day to day to like try to get myself to have the willpower to survive during that really dark time. To part of it was like I know that no one else can do this for me because I haven't finished writing it and it's all in my head. And then second part, my script was a disaster. It's a mess. I wouldn't recommend anyone reading it. I feel like maybe we could do some type of someday, some special thing where I print it out and let someone read it. Otherwise, it should never see the light of day. I would be so embarrassed. I would probably die a little bit inside. Oh my gosh. Okay. Thank you for the great question, Sarah. Um, that's all the questions I have in the queue so far. So if anyone else has any other questions, feel free to drop it in. But we can also get started doing some book signing, and I can still keep answering questions while we are doing that. Okay, let me. Oh, yeah, close the question. There we go. I need more water or tea, I guess, because I drank tea. I have the packaging for the books right here. Yeah, I'll give you a packaging tour. I see we have one more question. Hang on, I have like an inch right there. Okay, select question. Sarah asks, do you think you would ever revisit chronic nightmare syndrome? Hmm. I don't know. Like, I think that it would be interesting. I was going to post an update today and tell everybody like, "Hey, I turned this comic into a book." um, but I was thinking of revisiting it more in the sense of like showing some little, what do I call it? Like callbacks to it, because certain illustrations that I want to put into the book and I put into this one have like little callbacks to the original. And I think because so much of it is like I tried to take the story I had written and make my idea into something that I loved even more. That this is kind of like its evolved version, in my opinion. So I feel like it wouldn't be something to revisit in the sense, unless I like completely started it over again. But it would kind of, I feel like it would be odd to have it start at that point because it's gonna be like you figure out the characters get to a different place in the book series to where it connects to chronic nightmare syndrome, but it would feel very out of order, like I was talking about earlier, how I started trying to do it chronologically out of order. And then I just, I think I would have to do it back from the beginning, and it would just end up being Soul Survivors, like in comic form. It would be really fun though. Like I would enjoy it. I just, oh my gosh, it's so much work to try to draw a comic. I I definitely want to finish Resonance first, and then maybe someday. I think what I was saying though, for sure, I want to have illustrations that connect to the original and show that off a bit because it was inspired by that originally. And it's fun to be able to draw in black and white again. I don't think that benefited the comic, by the way. If anyone wants to draw a comic, for some reason, same artist, same style, and everything. Well, okay, no, that can be argued because it was when I was first learning how to draw digitally. And like, there's like a panel in there that in Chronic Nightmare Syndrome that's the most embarrassing thing I've ever published. But it's up anyway. It's okay. It just shows that I grew. Oh, I forgot what else I was saying. I just had that pop into my head and was like, oh no. Okay. Oh my gosh. Thank you for the question, Sarah. I'm glad that you liked Chronic Nightmare Syndrome originally. I'm really, really excited to see what you think about Soul Survivors. Like I said, I feel like there's not much missing from the book from the comic. Like it's, I would feel it's more the opposite sense. Oh, thank you too, Mary and Sarah. I appreciate you. Thanks for the good questions. Okay, so book signing this time. You're still welcome to dump stuff in the Q&A if you'd like. We can keep chatting, or you can tell me your thoughts and vibes of this week, how you've been doing. I have, let me show you. I just have to make sure to look at the camera. Huh. Let's move my mouse. That is not helping. Well, actually, it is because I need it. Okay. I was thinking this time, I keep doing this to myself during the launch streams, that I should just do all of the orders from my website on the stream. If we get bored, maybe I'll stop. But I have quite a few, but like a lot of them were for at the romance era, which I was very excited about. My books are still in the store, by the way. If you want to grab one, you can officially go and pick them up. Um, but yeah, I think that because of that, I don't have to do the spinning wheel. But if you want me to sign your book on stream, I'll keep refreshing, like if you haven't ordered yet and you would like to, that is, for me to sign it on the stream. I'm just signing orders from my website, and then I also put it on Etsy, so I can check Etsy. If I forget to check Etsy and you've ordered on Etsy, just be like, River, I ordered on Etsy, and I'll go check it. So yeah, the packaging. That's why I wore this shirt, because it matches the book, It matches the packaging. I was very excited about this checkerboard um, moment. Yeah, this is that part. It goes inside of the box. So I guess we don't really need that, but I wanted to show you it. And then we have this like fake newspaper clipping paper. Let's see if it'll focus. Yay. Okay. The paper for this, I just felt like it just had that dystopian vibe, you know what I mean? So we're gonna wrap them in this. And then for the stickers this time, I chose these. You love the matching outfit, thank you. The stickers this time, instead of doing the wax seals, which I love by the way, I I found these like they're like legit certificate seals. Like they're really thick. Let me show you. I don't think you can tell, but just how like sturdy these are. They are like legit. They feel like embossed and raised like certificate style seals, but they have like a paw print on it. And that's a spoiler too. It's in the book. There's something wild with this book, with this paw print, and I'm just using this now as like something that I didn't have to design, and it just existed already on the internet, and I freaked out because it's perfect. Like this is what the seal looks like when you get to that in the book. I was like, how? How does this exist in real life? Checkerboard sleeves, yes. Thank you, Mary. That's sweet. She said your attention to detail is always on point. It's very sweet of you. Um, Sorry, this is noisy. I'm just gonna get a couple more out of these little things. But yeah, when I saw this, I was like, oh my god. I wonder if people will even remember about it though, once it like once they get to that part in the book. The paw print stickers remind you of your high school. Oh yeah. What was your mascot? I had Panther, so like same here. Um, but I am going to sign first. Uh, book order. Like your order number ends in 74. Um, I can tell you that is on this stream, but I have two books to sign. And let me know. I'm pretty sure that you would like me to sign this for you with your name on it and everything. Uh, so, I, yeah, okay. I don't think that I need to keep it a secret, but tell me in case I have to pick out a hardcover. Oh, I should show you the. I forgot to show you the books. Here's the hardcover. Wildcats. Oh my god. Like in High School Musical. That's amazing. Did everybody get really into it because of that? Okay, hardcover tour or review, I guess, which is funny because it literally just arrived. Like, it's the first time I saw it just a couple days ago. And now everyone else is getting to see it. I wonder too if like anybody in the world got to see it before me. Like, it's extremely possible. This is the inside. There's a sneak peek at another illustration. It's like it's a little hard to see with the glare. This is the back with my face. And this is order number 74's copy, so I don't want to strip it naked right now because I need to be delicate with it in order to show you the inside of the book. So I won't do that. Why is this not going down? There we go. Okay, it was just stuck. It was clinging because of the plastic or whatever. It's not plastic. It's like a photo paper cardstock. Um, but I'm going to sign your book. Let's see. I have to write a lot, so why is this not, is that better? Maybe I'll just scoot in and move forward a little bit. Sarah says, when I was on the tennis team, I used to do the cheer from High School Musical before our matches. Oh my god, that's awesome. You kind of have to if you're the Wildcats. That's amazing. Okay, I am going to sign this. It's gonna take a minute, so I hope you enjoy Sharpie sounds. And I can't think, like I can't talk while I'm writing. So just prepare for some awkward silences to happen. Oh my gosh. Oh no. I already spelled something wrong. This is for a beta reader as well, so that is why the note is going to be long. You found Sharpie sounds oddly soothing to all cost here. Okay, well, good because this is your book. I was like, I feel like I should just say it. I go, this is your book. Okay, I am almost done. I can write a note in both books for fun. But if you want me to add anything else, let me know. I find Sharpie sounds soothing too. This turned into like an accidental ASMR stream. I should have like a jump scare warning for when I start talking again because it's just like dead silent. And then it's just me talking all of a sudden. Other ones, it's hot in here all of a sudden. Other ones are not going to probably have as giant of a note. It was just that Dalcos here helped me beta read this like so many times that I was like, I have to tell you how grateful I am. Where was I? There we go. Yay! Aw. Oh my god. I am very grateful to have been able to share this book with you. Thank you so much for grabbing this copy. It's really sweet. Okay. I Okay, yes. I need to write down your order number before. Where did I put that? It's right here. Before I forget. I'm not going to put it on the book. I am putting it over here. Um, I'll wrap this one. Huh. Uh, I have now run into a problem. This book is too thick. It's so thick. Let's see. Is it going to work this direction? No. I might have to do that like sideways wrap. I've like... Wait, maybe it's fine. Let me just test it out. If it doesn't look like it's gonna work, like I said, I just got these hardcovers, so I couldn't test it. That'd be really funny if it just doesn't work. I think that there's other ways to fold it though, so I'll just have to do that maybe off stream. At least you got to see me sign it. I have to do some awkward holding it with my arm while lifting it. That looks so weird. Like, I just looked on the stream, it doesn't look like my arm should bend this way. Oh, maybe it's working. Just takes like an extra second to get it laying flat, and then it's just in a danger of constantly slipping out, which is wild. I'll fix that in a second. If it doesn't work, I will just redo it. But I'm pretty sure we're gonna manage it here. Please stay. I need this hand. I'm fighting for our lives over here. Just kidding. Okay. Oh no, the last second. Maybe I could just use some tiny pieces of tape to hold it in. Okay, wait. No, we got it. We got it. And put this big seal on it. Yay! Okay. Here it is. This is what it's gonna look like in the box. Yay! Thank you so much for ordering this hardcover. Oh my god. Why did I say oh my god? What is happening to me? Okay, we're gonna move on from what I just did. That was completely unintentional. It was like a mix of like, oh my god, and like, who knows? Who knows? This is not mine, correct? No, mine's over there. So, this is the second one, which I will sign on this part. Let me show everybody the, let me get my book, because I don't like to open other people's books. I like to keep them pristine. Yeah, so in the start of the book, there's always like, let me back up a little bit. There's always like a first title page that's kind of like a simpler version, I would like to say, like just text. And then there is a second one, and this is what it looks like. Yeah, I got excited by that. And then what I noticed, and is kind of funny, is that since this paper is like kind of like when you have that much ink, a black ink on the other side, do you see how you can see the outline of them through the page? And there's like a target on their bags. It's literally so perfect. That was not intentional, but it should be. I feel like it should be. I should just act like it is, to be honest. But yeah, that is what the inside looks like, and I'm signing the books on this part because there's like perfect space and my name fits inside of my signature somehow. So I think I will just write you a little note in here as well. It's really hard for me to do left-handed, which you can understand as a left-handed person. Thank you. I'm glad you think it's cool, Sarah. Okay, we're gonna sign this one. This is also part of order number 74. Thank you so much for getting paperback. Also, it's just really sweet. Okay. Yeah, I feel like my computer gets so much hotter when I'm streaming than any other time. So I just start to overheat in here. The burdens of the lefty, says Lucas. Oh my god. Okay. Got this ready. Here we go. Yay. Okay, I'm gonna just keep this with your other book that it says 74, except I just don't know if that's gonna work out very well for me, so I'm gonna have to just put another little note on it really fast. I should just chop that one in half. Maybe I still could. Okay, let's see who is next. If your order ends in 75, that was a paperback, correct? Yes. Okay, yay. Okay, yeah, if your order ends in 75, I'm going to be signing it. This one, I think, doesn't have any specifications about it for signing, so I am not going to write any particular notes inside it at the moment. Just because I don't want, sometimes people don't want that in their books. So I will just put my signature. I've had all different types of requests, like for inside books, of being like no signature or like just signing it, or people like notes in it. Jan, who usually comes to streams but is like way too early for her time zone, she likes when I draw something in it, like a doodle. Everyone has different preferences. It's kind of fun. I feel bad. I feel like I just want to write something. I just want to write like thank you, at least. If this is your order and you watch it back. Okay. We'll go back to resume. Does anybody have anything interesting going on the rest of this week? I have a book signing on Saturday. If anyone lives near Vancouver, Washington, that is, not Canada. And I am very excited about that. It's going to be at the Romance Era Bookshop. I don't know if Ren is still in. I mean, they have a lot of things to do and work on. The bookseller at Romance Era and owner of Romance Era. But they are hosting me, which is really sweet. And I've been told that there's a simultaneous kitten adoption from someone who is fostering cats locally. So if you want to get your book signed and say hi, and also pet kittens, that's what's going to be happening at the shop that day. It's like a double event. I'm trying to grab this one-handed. I probably just should have let go and put the sticky notes on top of it, but here it is. Thank you, order number 75. Thanks so much for ordering paperback. I'm going to put a little note on this one too. Got it. And then, let's see, the next one, I have another list that I'm making sure to write on. Okay. On Friday, you're going home to your fiance on the East Coast after visiting parents in California for a month and a half. Oh my gosh. That sounds like a big trip. How has it been in California? Let's see. Okay, next on the list is if your order ends in 78, it's a paperback. So I will be signing it. Let me just double check something for this one too. I'm pretty sure that this person has ordered from me before. And I'm not sure if they're here today in the chat. Order number 78. So I will sign it for now. Let me just see, because I want to make sure to thank them. I'm pretty sure this is who I had talked to about this as well. Yes, this is someone who also is, okay. I think, wait, Banana Cat, that is you. I was literally about to say, like, wait a second, isn't Banana Cat here? I was literally about to come out of my mouth. Oh my gosh, yay. Okay, did you want me to sign it? I can sign it off stream again because I know we talked about that before. Did you want me to write your name on it that I wrote in Unraveling with You? Or would you like me to just have a signature? Feel free to let me know. I can also close this Q&A thing so it's not like, is it bothering anybody? Like, is it in the way? Confirm. Thank you so much, Banana Cat, for ordering a book. Okay, I think I will also unpin this message because it's not relevant anymore. But yes, I'm excited. Let me prepare. Oh no. I accidentally got that on here. Okay, number 78. Okay, off stream, got it. I will write you a little note first and then I'll do it off stream as well. Okay. I will do that over here. I'm just gonna leave like a note on it unless, well, I could do it quickly because we had messaged before, so I can just I'll double check to make sure because I want to make sure to do it correctly. Yes, I will do that over here and then I will package it. Okay. I forgot to write part of my notes. I wrote it. Yay! Thank you as well. Thank you so much for ordering a paperback. It was just really sweet of you. Oh, you're ready to go home and see your fiance? I bet. Oh my gosh, that's a long time to be apart. I'm glad you had a good time though. Okay. Here we go. Wait. I think no, I was fine. I wasn't sure if I forgot to ask you if you wanted anything in it, but then I looked back at the chat and you told me. Okay, because I did what you asked. Okay, cool. You gotta put the seal on it. Yay. Okay, here is your book, Banana Cat. Thank you so much again. It's just really sweet of you to support. Thanks for coming back to comment on my videos as well lately. It's like, I always think it's amazing. I like when people come back to comment. It just really makes a difference, and it's just really nice for me to see, because I work hard on most things and I'm always like, oh, what if no one likes it? Okay. So, thank you for doing that. I have a couple more books here. Let me check to see what else. Oopsie. Did I have to... Okay, got those ones. And then this one is a special pre-order that was a shipping one, I think, instead of... Right? Right? Oh yeah, okay, I know. So this person ordered in person with me, um, order number 79. This person ordered in person, and then they, like, wanted it to be shipped because, like, they came to a book signing when I didn't have pre-order set up because I had literally just announced the book, like, the day before, and then they came to my next book signing on Bookstore Romance Day, and we're super sweet, and we're like, can I pre-order your book? And I was like, sure, like, I literally had never had anyone pre-order it yet, so that was pretty fun. In person, that is. Okay. Oh wait, what the heck? I almost forgot to sign it. That would be bad. Okay, I'm pretty sure I'll just write a note into this one because I'm pretty sure, I'm trying to remember when I signed their books in the past, as I'm pretty sure I wrote their name on it those times too. But I'll just leave a note in this one as well. Just have to make sure to leave room for my signature. Oh no. Okay, good thing I ended the sentence there. I don't know if you saw that, but it was really close to my signature, and there was no room left. I was like, oh no, that was about to be a problem. We fixed it. Back to packaging this up. I'm really glad I didn't forget. Like, what if I just sent a regular? I mean, it would be fine, but I'd be kind of sad if I just sent a regular book that I had meant to sign, and it's like, here you go, and it's just, I mean, hopefully they would still like it, but I would still feel bad. Okay. I think there's like too much lag on this stream too for me to be able to, like, if anyone were to catch that. I don't know why it's extra laggy on this channel so far. Maybe it's just YouTube and I forgot how laggy it is compared to Twitch or something. Does anybody use Twitch here? Like, do you watch streams on Twitch? I personally watch people play The Sims 4 because I just have never stopped playing that game. It helps me though think of stories, like get creative and think of stories. It has inspired multiple books so far. Like it should be a tax write-off. No, just kidding. Just kidding, or am I? Okay. No, I'm kidding. Thank you so much. Order number 79. I'm excited to ship this out to you. By the way, I'm gonna try to ship all of these tomorrow, hopefully. Uh, Sometimes it can be tricky because right now I am running out of stickers, so I just have to print a few more. Otherwise, I would have shown you them on the stream too. But that's okay, because it's okay. Okay. I'll just print them quickly is what I was going to say. It won't take very long. Okay, and then another website order. Oh, it's Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. Did you want anything in particular on your book? Like, would you like me to sign it? Would you like me to put your dedicate to anyone, anything in particular, or your name, or someone's name? Why do I just automatically start folding the paper? I have to sign the book. Okay. No touch me. Okay. I'm just cleaning up a little bit because these are empty. But yeah. I feel like there was something I was about to tell you. Oh. While we were waiting for the lag, um, well, I already forgot. What was I gonna say? Let me drink tea and try to remember. Your name would be great. Okay, cool. Thank you, Sarah. Oh my gosh, Banana Cat, your family has a bookstore and you've shipped books before? When your mom tried to show you how to package the books, you had to unwrap it because you forgot to add the receipt. Oh no. Oh, I've had that happen before. I feel like that's like online orders, it happens. You would like me to add a little doodle. Ooh, let me think of what to put for this doodle. Because haven't done one for Soul Survivors. Trying to think. I can practice on another sticky note that's been used for your order. Order number. Why am I hiccuping? I hope I don't keep hiccuping. Yes, order number 81. Or, well, and an 80. Oh, I was gonna practice the doodle, so I think I should do. how would this work? Like if I drew little hands like this, is that cute? With a little, that looks weird. I was gonna try to do like, my idea was like drawing these little hands like this and then like make it into a heart. But I don't know, it just ended up looking really weird with this. Like, what are these lumps? Suspicious lumps. Maybe I'll just put a little heart above the hands instead. You can think, like, ignore the lumps. You can think drawing comics, thousands and thousands of comics too, like, for me being able to draw hands on a, just scribble them. Okay. Where should I put this? I think I will put it. It'd probably be cute if it was down here. Can you see it okay? I need to make sure. Let me look on my... Yes, you can see that the best, actually. Oh no. Once it starts to be like an official thing, um, it gets nerve-wracking. This hand, and then, oh no. Oh dear. Oh no, this person has a skinny hand. Well, it worked well enough. Okay. I don't think it needs knuckles or anything. This is what happens when you overthink drawing. It doesn't work out very well. Maybe we could pretend this person has like a sleeve and I could color it, but if I start to color, it's gonna seep through. I guess it would seep through to black. Um, it doesn't matter. It's okay. Oh, Helen says, every time I sit down to draw, I feel like I've completely forgotten how to draw. Oh no. I know what you mean. Yeah, it's like the sitting down and overthinking that is just like a curse. I was wondering what was missing, and it's like my giant signature. I was like, something. I was gonna write a note, of course, but like, I was like, whoa, I have all this space. I do not. Okay. Um, okay. There's your little note in there. Thank you so much again, Sarah. I really, really appreciate it. Wow. Okay. I didn't tear the paper. Um, I actually signed the book. And now I'm going to wrap it. I might have accidentally removed the order link, so I'll put that back, just in case someone missed it because I had it up and I just realized the message I unpinned. Like, if you want me to sign your book on stream, I should probably keep it up there. It might be in the description. Did I put it in the description? I probably did. Oh, thank you, Sarah. I'll put that back in a second. Okay. My phone has so many smudges on it. Did you see that? Has it just been sitting there the whole time? I'm very sorry. Okay, yay! Got your book all packaged. Thank you so much again. Let me stick this on it. Put it over here. And then, let's see who's next on my list. Wait. 79. Did I already do that one? Yes, I did. I wrote something on it, correct? I did. I just forgot to cross it off. Okay. Now we have a couple different hardcovers. So I was going to sign sensitivity readers and Kayla, my editor. What else? I feel like there's one more thing I was going to sign. But how are we all doing? how are you feeling on the stream? Should we end it here? Do you have anything you want to chat about before we end it? I'm going to just start grabbing some hardcovers off of the shelf and working on those while we figure that out. Let me just make sure this looks good. Yay. Okay. So, where... Oh, the Sharpie's right here. I have to think of what else I was going to tell you about. Because I really feel like there was something that I'm forgetting. One of my sensitivity readers is anonymous, so I won't write their name, and I'll just write a note, and then I will sign it, like put their name over there, and then wrap it up, just like we did earlier with Banana Cat. Okay. Wow, I was silent for so long. I just like I suddenly realized I was streaming. I was like, oh my god, what am I doing? I don't know why. I just checked out there. Okay, I was really focused. I was like, okay, what I need to write something that I would like to make sure to say. Okay. I wrote this person's name and I will make it look nice. Okay. I had two different sensitivity readers, which also helped beyond the research. I forgot to mention that earlier, but it was fun, like hearing people's thoughts and getting to improve upon it to make it more accurate. Let's see if I can do this time. I really hope. I really hope. It's also getting very hot in here, so I'm probably gonna have to end the stream soon so that I can get more water, and I guess I could just keep drinking my tea though, but I need to cool off. I don't know, like it's like dreary and cold outside, and then in here I'm just like boiling. Okay, maybe I'm getting the hang of this. I probably shouldn't have said that though, because that's gonna make it more difficult, isn't it? Let's see if I can do this. I really need like 4 hands for this task for some reason. The way that I'm trying to fold this, maybe I should just fold it better, like that. There we go. Oh, I can't. I need like I said, like 4 hands. Okay, that's my pinky's holding that. My hand and arm is holding this. It's just because they're so thick that like the paper that's a good size is suddenly too small, just barely fits. There we go. The corner was getting stuck. Okay. Hooray, we made it. It happened eventually. Yay! Okay, this is for sensitivity reader, who I would absolutely love to thank. Yeah, I highly recommend if you're writing to get a sensitivity reader if you have a subject that you can't relate to entirely, or even that you can and it's like a different person's perspective. Okay. I won't write the person's name on here. I'll just put anonymous, because my other sensitivity reader is not anonymous. Alright. And then let me see. Some of these, like, I wish they were folded better. It's so unfortunate when that happens. But at the Romance Era bookshop, that, like, for example, like, see how this hardcover is folded nicely? Sometimes the printers, I don't know, they just rush things or something. So like the spines down here, which is not terrible. Oh dear, I'm dropping frames, aren't I? Okay, it's better. But yeah, it just kind of wraps around to the back too much, and then the front wraps around too, which is a bummer. So I usually like to just discount it a teeny bit. And at the Romance Era bookshop right now, there's like, I think 2 My Shy Alpha ones like that, and then also, what else was there? Is I think 1 free My Alpha hardcover at least. I don't know if they've sold, I have to check. But if I'm, Sarah says, if you're comfortable sharing what sort of things were the sensitivity readers looking at for this book? Oh yeah, so Nico is part Japanese, and so he speaks Japanese, which I've studied before, but I would not call myself anywhere near fluent. And I've studied like Japanese cultures, but I'm not from Japan. Uh, so I want to make sure to like have all those details accurate because it matters. More in the sense of like interactions with Nico's dad or um, if there's like any subjects that I am unaware that I'm being insensitive about, that's what sensitivity readers are for. Because like sometimes like I don't want to inadvertently cause harm, so that's what sensitivity readers can help with. I mean, still ultimately it's on me if my sensitivity reader doesn't miss, like if they miss something or anything like that. It's like, oh, the sound is glitching. Oh no. I was I was dropping frames. Is it better now? Hopefully it is. I can re-explain any part of that. Let me get some tea. Hmm. It says excellent connection, but I don't always believe it. I did see a glitch a second ago, and there is a lag, so hopefully it's better by the time you get to this part of the stream. Um, yeah, let me know if you missed anything that I was saying. So, okay, sounds good to you. Okay, cool. I think I did see a little blip that it was like the stream had a moment. Uh, but yeah, so what I was trying to say is that like it's not a sensitivity reader's job to like it doesn't absolve me if I happen to still leave something that was offensive or inappropriate somehow. Like and that goes for like any author. So it's not the sensitivity reader who's on the line. It's still me. So I want to make sure I can do what I can to have something that like has an accurate story to tell. Even though I'm not trying to write from experiences about things that I don't have any place writing about. So I like to just have that as an extra thing in case I miss anything. But I try to still research a lot of like any certain customs, but sometimes there's little nuances that you just don't get without lived experience. Um, oh, good. I'm glad it's fine now, Banana Cat. Yeah, so that's what the sensitivity readers were for. They're partly for Nico, with his like, because he has, what was I gonna say? Oh, he like one of my sensitivity readers is also previously a therapist and had worked with people in military and like who had left a cult. So we talked a little bit about that, and then with Nico being part Japanese and part white, then I had sensitivity readers look at that as well. That's what this one was for. Yeah. Um, I I feel like I have just also Uh, oh, also, my friend Michelle, Mini Shell Designs, did some sensitivity reading just for like one part because I had some Spanish and I was like, I just feel like this is incorrect. Like, colloquially, what would be the best word here? And they were able to give me pointers on that and then talk to me about it, which was a fun conversation. So, yeah, they were able to help me too, which was really sweet. Okay. What was I? Oh, yes. So I will write this one. Yeah, it was really cool. I really thought it was a nice experience. I didn't have to change very much, but sometimes like part of it was just like clarifying things in some part that would happen with like regular beta reading too. So like sensitivity readers sometimes have some comments that are like beta reading. Uh, Del Costier says yours glitched for a bit. Yeah, I could see it glitching like on when I was starting to talk, but then it said excellent connection, so I was like, maybe it was fine, but it wasn't. I'm glad it's back. Yeah, if that ever happens, usually a refresh helps with live streams, but you never know. Sometimes, sometimes it's wild out here. Um, I was just looking at how this was folded. It's interesting. How it's like the because when it's closed, it's like perfect, and then when it opened, it has like an interesting way it's opening. I'm curious about like the inner workings of this one. Um, okay. Has anybody done bookbinding before? Because I find that really entertaining. I'm gonna start writing again, so it's gonna get really quiet. But I'm curious. By the time you hear this, I'll probably be done. Okay, thank you so much. Oh, I forgot to say something about sensitivity reading, actually. I'll come back to that, but it was something that's more like fun. Because I kind of made it sound like it was just for like bad things, but it's not always. Like, usually it's like, oh, some fun cultural elements that would be really suited to adding it into the book, which I think is entertaining. It like makes it feel more accurate, like realistic. Okay. Yay. Top cost here. Let's see. You responded about bookbinding. The closest you came to bookbinding is stapling your high school paper by hand when you took journalism. Oh my god, that's really funny. I literally didn't expect that, like, as I was reading until I got to that part of your sentence. That's so funny. um, I know what you mean, though. Like, with those types of things, though, like with reports and things, like for science or I'm sure journalism, like they do make you put it in a very, very specific format, like with a book report, but for some reason I was just thinking about like putting a staple in a corner when you said that at first. I was like, it just put a really funny image in my head. Banana Cat says, I have done very poor attempts at bookbinding when I tried to make my own sketchbook. Oh no! What was it? Like, what type of bookbinding? Was it like a string type of one? Um, the one type of book, well, not the one, but like one of the more popular types of bookbinding and more tedious ones that I have not personally tried but I've always wanted to is saddle stitching. And that's why I originally asked about this because usually hardcover books are saddle stitched to help them not explode. I'm trying to think of a better way to describe that, but that's basically that's basically it. Um, yeah, it's time. You glued colorful paper to cardboard, and that's as far as he got. Oh no! Oh man! Folding too much paper. Was it like you were trying to fold it, or were you putting like flat a flat and like edge of the stack of papers on like trying to glue it or something? Okay, I'm gonna try to make it easier for myself this time. By doing this. Okay, it stayed. I better hurry though because it's slipping. I can see it. Okay, this one is done. It's for sensitivity reader. Hooray! Here it is. I don't want to. I'm like afraid with the hardcovers to move them too much. Oh, okay. I think I'm gonna sign my. I might wait to sign my editor's book off the stream, but um, I mean I could. Oh, that's part of the problem. Um, I need to open a new box of hardcovers if I'm gonna do that, so that's not gonna work. I might just have to. We'll have to hang out for a few more minutes and finish our chat, but. Thank you so much, by the way, just for being here. I really appreciate it. It's always fun to hang out with you. And just for supporting the launch again, for hanging out and listening about the book and watching my videos and commenting. I really appreciate it. I'm definitely going to keep posting more videos and more about this book, uh, including the chickens. There's chickens in this book. I need to post that short reel I did on social media. Like, I need to post it as a YouTube short. Let's see. I missed some messages. You're going. Banana Cat says I was gonna make a decked edge sketchbook and sew it, but I lost interest, so I just have cardboard and a bunch of 10-page mini paper bunches. Oh no! I know what you're talking about. That yeah, sewing books like that takes so much effort and concentration and time that like I don't blame you. That's probably why I've never done it. I probably really enjoy it though. I've done like perfect binding with a machine and just like by hand, and then every time every time I have a book launch, I have to cover that ugly like not for sale bar on the test prints if I want to take photos of the book because it always takes forever to ship the first copies from the printer. So like I always have to make a mock book and like wrap the cover around, but that's not like a full binding process. Wow, the stickers I realized are like shining on my face. Do you see that? But it is creating some nice light. I need more light in here. It's just very dark outside. Doll Costier says 3-ring binders and plastic sleeves are the only types I've got a skill with. It's hard to find a good place that offers bookbinding options outside of in mass. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Like, um, I think that there's definitely not a lot of printers anymore that are just like outside of mega printers that are not very accessible for people to just like print books at. So, kind of was a bummer. It would be fun to take another bookbinding class. I just did like a couple um, workshops in art school before I had to leave. Before I had to leave art school. So I was really sick. But yeah, I think it would be fun to try to specially bind a couple books or something. Uh, Also, just throwing this out there, I may want to do some type of um, I may want to do some type of special thing for book 3 of My Shy Alpha series because um, I feel like it would be just really fun and epic to have like a werewolf book that was like fancily bound. So if you're interested in that, I would have to do a Kickstarter for it because it's super expensive. But I'm very curious to know because people have to actually be interested and like want to, a collector's edition. Otherwise, it's like a lot of work for no reason. I don't know if I should just. I could always wait a year and then next year's anniversary of the series or something. That would be like 6 months after book 3 releases because book 3 is supposed to be in May of 2025, which is actually not that far from now. Like, I need to. Basically, after this launch, I need to write the rest of Soul Survivors because book 2 is mostly done, but it needs to be ready. And then I need to write the rest of book 3 of My Shy Alpha because that's mostly done. I just have like a couple gaps of with notes that I need to fill in formal writing and not just notes. So that's literally what my plans are for this whole fall and winter. Just me going wild, typing. And then I also am going to work on Resonance because I'm tired of not having a chance to work on it. I really want to work on it. So I'm excited about that. I still think I should turn Resonance into a book too, like on the side. I want to finish it as a graphic novel. Like it needs to be in its complete form. I really feel that strongly. Um, I know people are waiting for What Sexual to be a printed version too, and so I might have something up my sleeve for that, but I need to have a couple things finalized before I can tell you about it. I hope people are still interested in that. If I'm gonna make the effort to do it. Like that's what I was worried about. I was like, oh no, did I wait too long? I hope I didn't wait too long and lose people's interest, so we'll see. Oh dear. Losing focus on this camera. But yes. So I think we should end the stream here. Oh my gosh, it's been like 2 hours. I've had a lot of fun though, so thank you for being here and hanging out at the launch party. It was really, you asked some really cool questions that I got to answer, which was very exciting for me. Um, and it's just nice to hear your thoughts and hang out with you again. So thank you for being here. And on the new channel, I was worried that like people would get confused and not know where to show up to, but did anyone see my brief stream on my old channel? I'm gonna post a video there sometime soon. I was gonna try to film one tomorrow, I think, and then post it on Friday or Saturday. So that'll be fun. I'm enjoying posting videos like on this channel as well. I'm trying to do one weekly. I just missed a couple weeks when I was doing this, publishing a book. I had to finalize it and all that good stuff. So now we're good. But yes. Okay. I think the chat's gonna eventually catch up. It's like the lag is extreme right now. But I hope that you are having a good night so far and that you have a good rest of your week. Thank you so much to everybody who has commented on my posts and hung out, commented on my videos about the launch so far. It was like definitely the best launch I have done so far, which was really exciting and cool because I was worried about it, but it was the best in terms of pre-orders, and then like people were mentioning it to me and like excited about it, which was just super sweet. It means a lot. So Oh, thank you. Thanks, Banana Cat. Thank you, Mary. Thank you for staying the whole time, too. Just so nice. It's always nice to chat and um, definitely visit Variables as well in Portland because Mary has a really beautiful shop and I would love for it to stay open. And like things are tough for a lot of business owners right now, so make sure to support your local businesses if you're in Portland. My art is there, and then a ton of my friends who has absolutely incredible artwork. they it's really fun to check out. They have like Mary hosts some really cool galleries, like local art galleries, where people can join for low cost, um, like have their art in a gallery and build up their portfolio that way. I think that's just really cool. So yes, and that's Variables in Portland, Oregon. Yay, thank you for being here, Helen. Thank you, Sarah. I'm so glad you had a good time too. Yes, Delcoth's here. Oh my gosh, after so long, this book is finally here. Uh, okay, that reminds me. Where did I put my book? What am I doing? Here it is. Okay, okay, yes. I just obligatory reminder. The book is available now to read. It's available as an ebook on Kindle Unlimited. I do that for accessibility reasons because helps people be able to read without having to spend as much on books. But if you'd like a paperback version, it's in multiple bookstores. Speaking of that, it's going to be in Flirting with Fiction, which is a new bookstore in Vancouver, Washington, and then, of course, in the Romance Era Bookshop in Vancouver. And then I have a couple other bookstores I'm talking to, and then I think another bookstore ordered it, but I have to confirm before I tell you this. So I will tell you because I was shocked by this revelation I had yesterday that I'm pretty sure a bookstore that is large ordered my books because it was saying it was in stock on their website rather than like taking 2 to 3 weeks to print from a remote location, which would be my distributor. So I was like, wait, did you order my books? So we'll see. I have to check. I have to verify. But yes, you can visit riverkaiart.com for all the links for that. It just is riverkaiart.com/soul survivors with like all the info. I'll be leaving this stream up too if you missed any part of it and wanna listen to the excerpt or something. But yeah, I had so much fun with you today, so thanks for being here. Thank you for your support. I'm excited to continue to create more for you, so thanks for being here to help me make that happen. I really couldn't do it without you. So I'm excited to see where we go next together. Thanks for being a part of it. I will talk to you very soon and see you in my next video on this channel. I'm going to be posting on Saturday. So I will see you in that one. Bye, Banana Cat. Bye, Mary. Bye, Helen. Bye, Sarah. Bye, Doll Cossier. Let's see who else was here. Did I miss anybody? I think Ren already left, but bye, Ren. Thank you for coming. Bye, Jaguar Books, and thank you to everybody else who's watching silently. I hope you have a good rest of your night, and I will see you very soon.